One of the most common questions that I get asked is, so Melanie, exercise during pregnancy, is it really safe? Or similar versions of that, such as, what types of exercise during pregnancy are safe to do? I love that my clients and followers are considering how their exercise routines may need to be modified for pregnancy. But as a dietitian, I'm not really qualified to answer these questions. So today on Nourish, I've brought along a special guest, the wonderful Lora Attia. This episode is definitely a must-watch, so stay tuned. Hello, if this is our first time connecting, welcome. My name is Melanie McGrice and I'm a pre and postnatal dietitian. I specialise in early life nutrition and focus on giving babies the best start possible using the power of good food. I'd love to connect with you on my social media, so check out the description box below this video to find your favourite method of connecting, then reach out and say hi. Now in today's video, Lora Attia, prenatal dietitian and personal trainer, is going to be educating us all on the do's and don'ts of exercise during pregnancy. Welcome, Lora. So before we get into today's topic, Lora, can you just tell us a bit about what you do?
Thanks, Melanie. I am a fertility and pregnancy dietitian, like you mentioned, and I also provide personal advice on their exercise, as I'm a Pilates instructor too, to help women feel supported, educated and nourished throughout the journey of motherhood.
So the burning question, is exercise safe during pregnancy?
Great question. Exercise during pregnancy for low-risk pregnancy is safe, and that includes aerobic and strength training exercise. We want to aim for about 150 minutes a week, and that works out to be about 30 minutes a day. And just so that you know the type and intensity to be working towards, we'll go into that in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, so fill me in. Well, yeah, what would you recommend?
So firstly, we want to be aware of safety. So any exercise that will put you or the baby at harm is something that we want to avoid. So examples of that is cycling or horse riding where there's a risk of falling. So that would be something that we could move to a stationary bike if you did enjoy that previously. And also
I do like to cycle.
Oh, you do. It's great fun. Contact sports would be something as well to stop, and high altitude sports like skiing.
Yep, fantastic. Yeah. I like to ski too, but not so much contact sports.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so what are the benefits of exercising during pregnancy?
So there's a strong positive link of our physical health to our mental health. So improved self-esteem, mood and sleep, and also just our general well-being and health. It's a great thing to include. And also there's been some research that indicates women who did exercise during pregnancy also had a reduced risk of pregnancy complications with weight gain, excessive weight gain in pregnancy. And that was an interesting study because it also showed that they had a improved recovery and lower cesareans were performed in that cohort.
Yeah, gosh, really important things. So it shows you that if you can do exercise is really beneficial then during pregnancy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when should you stop exercising? When should you know that, okay, well, yes, there's benefits, but it's not right for me?
So if you've been advised by your healthcare team to stop exercising, then you should.
Yeah.
And also, if you experience any pain, like abdominal pain, back pain, any sudden gush or of bleeding, that they're indicators to stop exercising and seek medical help. And also just something to keep in mind when you're exercising, make sure that you're hydrated and keep a water bottle at hand, and that helps us to stop overheating. So take appropriate rest breaks throughout your exercise, and if it's something new, then just start small and build up gradually. So that gives you time to get that feedback from your body, what feels right, and when to know if you're pushing a little bit past your comfort zone.
Okay, that's really good advice, because I think you're right. Like a lot of it is intuition, isn't it, when it comes to exercise?
Yeah, it's intuition, but it's also important to get some tailored advice as well, because in pregnancy, every pregnancy is different, and so check with your healthcare team first. If you want to exercise, just get that clearance from your healthcare team, and start again, like I said, small, and know that aerobic exercises like walking and swimming and cycling are safe, as well as Pilates is fantastic to commence during pregnancy. And that's a really good way to set yourself up, not only in the pregnancy but for labour and postpartum. So that they're great exercises where you can include pelvic floor exercises too. So it's a great introduction to what you're going to be working on in the future.
Yeah. So you read my mind. When it comes to postpartum, so say for example you were advised not to exercise throughout pregnancy, is it safe to exercise then after delivery?
Yeah, so just in those initial first 6 weeks, it's really important to honour where you are postpartum, and just it all depends on the type of delivery and if it went well and so forth. But if a woman feels comfortable and she did have a good delivery, I would recommend starting small again. So short bursts of exercise, like 5 minutes, is okay. Just walking around 5 minutes, it's not a lot, and slowly building that up to that 6-week mark is what you want to do. And equally, rest is just as important, that you're having short bursts of horizontal rest, getting off your feet, and that can help your physical recovery.
Fantastic. And Lora, I know that you're a mama of 4, amazing super mum. What was your favourite form of exercise throughout pregnancy?
I have to say Pilates.
Yeah.
I really enjoy being able to move my body, and I could challenge myself if I felt that I was okay to do that when I felt well. And there was times when I didn't feel as well, and I could turn that down a notch and continue to exercise through pregnancy. I think this is a really good time to actually point out that an exercise physiologist is a great person to see for exercise prescription if you are someone who did enjoy exercising quite a lot previously, or you are an athlete, that you can actually continue that and work at a high level as you were, but just with some precautions and some tailored advice there to make sure that you're doing that safely. And also a women's health physio is fantastic postpartum, because they can help you get a plan as to how to get back to exercise safely, and work with your personal trainer to make sure you hit those fitness goals, but again, safely.
So it's really about having that multidisciplinary team to help you optimise. I know, and I'm sure you experience this as well, being a dietitian, that food is something that everybody consumes, but at the same time, when you see a dietitian and you get that expert knowledge, I know our clients find so many improvements in terms of just sometimes it's minor tweaks, but it can make a huge difference in terms of outcomes. So it'd be the same thing in terms of physical activity.
And that sort of highlights people who are sort of high risk pregnancies, and someone who may have like pre-existing medical conditions like diabetes. They would benefit from getting that tailored advice from their healthcare team, because if they've been advised not to exercise, or they thought they can't exercise, it may just mean that you might need some more support, like a dietitian if you've had diabetes, to make sure you're eating enough for the physical activity that you're doing. So it may not be a complete no, it just may mean that you need more support and monitoring.
Fantastic advice. Thank you so much. So in summary, exercise is safe and beneficial, but we just want to be making sure that we are seeing an expert if we're concerned. Thank you so much for joining me, Lora. Now, if you'd like more information, I'll post Lora's details in the description box below the video. And while you're there, don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on my weekly nutrition videos, so that you can stay up to date and optimise your bubba's health. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Are actually safe to do. I love my clients. I do love my clients.